Well, so much for sticking to a regular upload schedule. How's it going, YouTube? Today well, number one, it's pretty early. I don't even know if you can see my face in this light right here. But, I had a quick idea to record on, so I thought I wanted to, get out before the whole idea leaves my brain. And I was talking about roadblocks in your life. Because, obviously I said I was going to get a regular upload schedule going, but I obviously haven't. That was a month ago, back on Valentine's Day. But, I've been running into a lot of distractions and, I guess, like I said, roadblocks. And I've been running into actual roadblocks on the road on my way to work in the morning. Because that's where I'm going to be heading now. I live about 5 minutes away from work. It's like a straight shot right there. I turn on my house, make 2 turns, I'm at work. But they're doing road construction right in my way. Like, we got a little bridge that goes in between me and my work, and there is construction on the bridge. Now, sure, it takes me an extra 10 minutes to get there, but I can still get there. It's just a little bit out of the way, and, I mean, I can complain about it because, yeah, sure, it's a bit of inconvenience, but it's not a big deal. But yesterday, me and my brother were sitting in a parking lot that's right next to where they're doing construction, and we saw a guy's car pull up. He got out of his car, and he actually moved the barricades. He actually was moving the construction barricades so he could drive his car through, because they got the barricades set up, but they're not doing construction at the moment. And he actually went through the barricades. I was completely dumbfounded when that happened. So after seeing that, me and my brother actually went over there and screwed the barricades back in, because a couple other cars followed him through after he did that. Like, he screwed this little hole on the side of the road where they had blocked off on the bridge. Because it was a bridge that was blocked off. And I'm like, if there wasn't anything, they hadn't started the construction on it yet, but if they had that could have been a big problem for him trying to power through the barricade, because he wasn't willing to spend an extra 10 minutes going around. And that'll happen in our life sometimes, where a barricade will be put up in our life, or there'll be an obstacle, and we'll just try to power right through it. When quite often when Satan puts a barricade in our way, sure, he intends it for bad, but God can use it for good, just like in the story of Joseph in Genesis, where his brothers sold him into slavery, and they intended that for evil. But God turned it around, and Joseph was able to save a lot of people because of the famine in the land. So, sometimes when there's a barricade put up in our life, it's not an obstacle that we have to power through. It's because God wants to show us another way to do something. And where did my brain go? Why did my brain shut off? This camera is on, isn't it? I hope this camera's on. Yeah, the camera's on. I wrote some notes down. I got my notes. Wait for me to look for my notes. Oh, yes, I know what I was talking about. With the barricades here, like, they set up the barricades, and now I have to drive, extra 10 minutes to work. And, well, yes, it is annoying. The thing is, I realized that gave me an idea for this video. Now I have the story to tell you. Now I can use that little bit of a metaphor to tell you, and even, other people, the whole thing of when a barricade's set up, you don't need to power through it all the time. Sometimes God will use a barricade set up, or even sometimes God will set up a barricade himself to show you a different path. And that's just a whole thing of your spirit has to be open to God, so that when you see when problems come around in life, you go to him and you see, okay, how, instead of looking at it as a problem, look at it as an opportunity where God can show you something in life. And along with that, another thing is I wrote down here in 1 Peter 5:8, where it talks about Satan is a roaring lion walking about seeking who he may devour. It doesn't say that Satan is a roaring lion sitting around waiting for you to come by his path so he can devour you. He's walking around. He is actively searching for things to do in your life. You're not going to be able to avoid Satan. And that's the thing, sometimes I'd almost feel like you try to avoid Satan as much as you can. Like, you try to change your life, and you pretty much avoid him because you don't want to run into problems. But Satan's seeking you. You don't have to seek him out. He does his job perfectly fine without your help. So you have to be ready you have to be ready to not confront him, but to counteract him. Where it's like you don't always have to, like I was saying to barricade, you don't always have to power through it. You sometimes have to go a different route. When he gets in your way, sometimes you do have to go a different route, but oftentimes God will make that a better route. So I guess this is the end of the video. Again, like I said last time, I like a regular upload schedule, but I think I'm realizing now that I don't need a regular upload schedule, because if I'm doing that, I'm not focusing on the actual, I guess you say the actual content I'm putting out here. It probably is better for me if I don't have a schedule, and I just get stuff as God shows it to me, and as I run across it in life. I never have a sign-off for these videos. I never conclude what I'm talking about. I'm talking, and then I just, boop, and then it's the end of the video.